Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live Q&A session. Apologies for the delay; it was Chris's fault. Couldn't get his setup sorted out properly, so nah, I'm only kidding. It's my fault, but it's nice to blame someone else. But we are here, going to do a live Q&A session as normal. Do check out ODYS if you're interested in age domains for affiliate projects or any other project for that matter. So check that out. But while we're waiting for people to come in, Chris, because I'm going to assume they're going to come in slower than normal because we had to create a new link.
Yeah.
What's new? What is new? What's happening? Any gossip? Any new shit coming out? What have you been up to?
I released a book, so that was really cool. So I'm hoping that the paperback goes live today, but the ebook was out, so that was cool. So released a book, finished up a Scrapebox training, bought a couple sites. That's pretty much about it. I think I found a gem to be able to start doing the affiliate mastermind, because I was waiting to get a really premier domain to start with, obviously. So I think I found a really nice gem. Yeah, that's about it. A book, some new training, some new services available. That's about it. Yeah, just working. It's been going good. How about you?
Okay, I'm just on holiday, chilling, so nothing new here from me. But there will be new stuff coming soon. But I want to talk about a couple of things you released before we do any questions. You mentioned your Scrapebox training. Where do people get that, and how much does it cost?
You can get that at www.seomastermind.org. So if you just search for SEO Mastermind, it's on there. There's two different. There's an upsell. So the regular training will be $149, and then if you want the list, it's just an additional $20. So, and then for Mastermind members, obviously you get it included. So you can get that at the SEOmastermind.org.
Check that out, guys, because I know Holly, who's joined us. Holly, I'm good. Hope you're well. But Holly has been badgering you for the Scrapebox.
Nah.
No, it was the GSA. But what the fuck was Holly badgering you for again?
Not badgering, just asked, a couple times.
Come on, which is bad, Chris.
Yeah. No, it's good for me though. Like that's always good. That's why I usually do pre-sale. Is if I could get 5 or 6 people that already purchased it, that hurries me up usually. Because if it's on me, I'll always push it to the side because the training programs are, I do those for fun for the group really at this point.
Yeah. Well, I think you make a valid point. You can just be like, fuck it, I'll catch it later. But if there's a pre-sale and you need to hurry your ass up and there's money in the table,
exactly.
Happy days. So
that's right.
Check it out, guys. Check it out on Chris's SEO Mastermind website.
Yep.
And yes, Holly, he did say he put it up for sale. And I missed it as well because I'm always curious to see if you're doing anything that's different from me. And a lot of people say, Craig, why the fuck would you go and buy so-and-so's training or anyone's training for that matter? But I think, like Holly, I want to see what you're up to and if you're doing anything cool that I'm not. And it's the same when I've bought Holly's course. People say, well, you do all right for yourself in YouTube and, all that stuff. But I said it again today in my own mastermind. I bought Holly's micro workers course actually, or YouTube course. I don't know what the fuck it was. And that template alone made micro workers work for me. So the money, and I don't know what I spent on it, whatever it was, a couple $100, that one nugget, there was more nuggets in it, but that one nugget really changed micro workers for me. So that is that's where it is. But Holly's not seen it under courses, Chris. It's on the SEO Mastermind.
Yeah, it's on the SEO Mastermind. Yeah, I literally, I think Saturday night I launched it, so you should be able to find it. But if you'll get it for free because you're in the group, so you don't have to buy it unless you want
Oh,
to.
so it's free for the people in your group?
Yeah, all the trainings that I do, anybody that's in the mastermind, I give them all the trainings. Yeah. Yep. That's right.
That's a nice touch. Nice touch. And hello, Allah. And Robert, I am in Gran Canaria, sunning my fucking balls off, but I am burnt to bits. So sorry for the hat and the sunglasses and shit, but needs must. But so that's where I'm at. Dirk, he's found ODYS limited to. I found ODYS limited to finding crypto sites in particular. Apart from Empire Flipper, is there any other recommended place where you can buy domains, in particular crypto websites, Chris? I don't think you're into crypto, but I might be wrong. But have you found any in your travels anywhere?
No, but there's a lot of other, there's a lot of vendors out there that have websites for sale that have pretty good stock. So if you go just searching for those particular websites, I'm sure you have already. You will run across them, but check in your Facebook groups, check in these marketplaces, like SEO domains, or check your tools, check ODYS. Yeah, and there's domains happening all the time. Like just because, today or last week when you check they weren't there, they could be today. So yeah, keep looking.
That's what I would always say. I told the guy once, yeah, you potentially buy some expired domain names and build out a few PBNs and stuff. And he came back to me like 3 days later, dude, I can't fucking find any expired carpet cleaning domains. And I'm like, no one says they fucking expire all day, every day. Like, come on, man. So yeah, it's there's nothing to suggest that good crypto domains or any other for that matter drop or get acquired all day, every day, and in particular crypto. So because it's a new topic, a whole heap of gold and gems with amazing backlink profiles sitting there that are aged, because why would someone sell that at this point? Whereas if it was a plumber or something else, then you're more likely to get more inventory. So that meant as well, but keep looking. I'm sure there's always something. Maeve is here. Hello, Maeve. But guys, do put any other questions in the chat to let us know you're here. Give us a like on the video. But yeah, it's probably my fault that the questions are not free flowing. Chris, on your affiliate, and you mentioned your affiliate mastermind thing,
Yes.
and you've found a golden gem, which of course I'm not going to try and probe you to tell us what that is, but are you just going to do the kind of live case study type thing, show people the journey and all that stuff?
Yeah, literally. That's exactly from the beginning until the end. So that's the objective. Yep.
Interesting. Holly still can't find it, Chris. I will ask you tomorrow in the coaching call. So just in case anyone else is listening, I'm just going to go and check SEOmastermind.org.
Yeah, I just read that. I'm going to go in there and double check and make sure that I published. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. But again, tomorrow I'm going to offer it to everybody, obviously. So you'll have it for free. So again, you don't have to buy it.
I can really see the Scrapebox backlinks, the 2099 list. I'm not seeing the course itself. So
yeah, let's get in there and double check that. Thank you for pointing that out, though. Thank you.
So that if everyone else is going there, on what the fuck?
They're like, wait a minute. Yep. Yeah, sometimes it hides. Oh, I see. Yeah, sometimes because it's through a platform, so you have to click. It could be launched, but you have to unhide it and add it to a category. So that's what I didn't do. I didn't add it to the category. Fair enough.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah, I make a lot of them. Yeah.
So hopefully, I should see that now, Chris. Would they be able to see that?
Yeah, I'm just going in there to add it to a category list and make visible. Yep, I'm gonna take care of that right now. I'm literally doing it now.
So guys, check it in a minute or so, and hopefully, if you do want it, then go for it. We'll go to Fahad's question. What are the steps to check expired domains before you buy it? He's also got a second question. What's your opinion on AI writing tools? So first one, what are your steps, Chris, when you're looking for an expired domain name? What are you actually looking for?
When I'm looking for an expired domain name, I'm looking at, I guess on a simple basis, I'm looking for a shorter name. I'm looking for it to contain a target or partial match of the keyword. The next piece I'm looking at is referring domains. Then I'm looking at the backlink profile for the overall topics using Majestic. Referring domain counts, the anchor text that's coming into the main website. How long has it been offline? Like, has it only been down for like 6 months or 7 months or so? Like, can I bring back the backlink profile? What's the anchor text, referring domains, the topics? And then I want to take a look and see how many hands it's passed through, kind of like buying a car. You know, in my opinion, like I only wanted one owner, you know, like they just dropped it or forgot or something. So I think that pretty much takes care of it. Yeah, if I missed something else, that's pretty much about it though. Yep.
Yeah, you want some little old lady that's previously had it rather than some shark SEO who's burnt it to death. That is what we're essentially looking for. Some dodgy fucking pill selling, gambling affiliate or something. You want to be very careful that they haven't burnt the thing to death and you inherit it and never get it off the ground, is what the bottom line is. AI writing tools, Chris, do they have a place in the industry at all? Because I think a lot of people, me in the past, saying, fuck AI, get content written and all that stuff. And, when I say that, I mean that genuinely for my main website. But is there a place where AI can work, or AI plus Quillbot plus something else might work? Are you using AI at all?
I think that there is a place for it. But yeah, there's definitely a place for it. As far as the tool sets are concerned, I like a little bit of phrase. I like a Jasper / phrase combo right now. I also like a Article Forge plus a Jasper with a phrase, like I like mixing them together and just playing with it to see what I can conjure up. But there's definitely a place, as far as like in particular tools, they're very similar. It's just a matter of what fits into your flow. But there's a place. And usually that place is not going to be on forward-facing, high converting content. It's probably going to be a place for supporting content, in my opinion.
Yes, I would agree with that. But yeah, I want to highlight that it does have a place, even though I would rather it was written manually, but that was for my money website, that reference, just in case anyone else takes it any other way. What is your point on buying a domain with a different language and using it to power up your own domain? Is that a bad idea, or do you always look for the same language? So is language a barrier, Chris? For example, let's say you're in, I don't know, the dating niche, and you come across some German powerful domain name, and you to America. Would you be scared to use the German one? Because it's totally relevant, right? It's only the language that's different. So do you see there being any problem there?
I wouldn't rebuild on it, but I would utilize it for as like a feeder site. I think it could still definitely be an asset. Would I build up on it? Probably not, unless there was no other options. But I don't see anything wrong with utilizing that for benefit towards me, especially if it's at the right price. It fits everything perfect. You know, I'm after the link equity in most cases. So, and some of the trust. Yeah. So I'd probably just throw that onto a subdomain and use it as a feeder. That's what I would do.
Definitely. Holly is saying you've got a haircut, Chris. Is it true?
Yes, I did. Every 2 weeks. Yeah, I go for a haircut. Yep.
Reese Southern, hope you're well, bud. Is also saying you look fresh. I just remembered, and Adam Collins here, I just remembered we hijacked your mastermind whilst drunk in the back of a taxi. I apologise for that. That was them fuckers. After drinking for a fairly long period of time, they're like, yeah, let's go on Chris's fucking thing. So
you guys just said hi.
Reese's fault. Just...
yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
You just said hi, and that was all.
In the middle of an messaging, yay, in the back of a taxi is probably never good. But hey, but Rob Prosser, he's asking, when you're looking at expired domains, does it matter if the domain was if the expired domain was 301'd previously? Does that concern you personally, Chris?
It depends on how many there were. You know, if I'm looking at the previous past owners and there's, you know, if there's a lot of redirects, it's going to raise a caution flag to me. I don't want there to be a lot of redirects, you know, so yeah, that's a problem. Yeah.
Well, because let's put it this way, this is the way I personally, when you do it, you want passing the link value from A to B. So if some fucker squeezed the juice out of that, are they handing me an empty glass? Basically, you know, if I'm getting it after, you know, it's become expired again after someone's had a 301 on it and squeezed all the juice out of it, am I being handed an empty glass? And obviously, I don't have the yes or no definitive answer. But if someone's abused it and basically grabbed all the link juice and it's passed all over, and that redirect's been on for years, then what the hell am I fucking buying? You know, you know, can you then capture that and then redistribute that power? I'm not so sure if someone's on it. So again, like Chris says, I would be cautious with that. That would raise a flag for me, just in my opinion. But hey, maybe I'm overthinking it. But yeah, you just feel like you're being handed something like it's not even a second-hand thing you're buying. It's like being thrown an old bone and being told to do something with it after it's been, you know, abused, if you like. So that's the way I see it anyway. Probably a horrible way to describe it, but hey, that's it. Sharvan has appointed for 3.5 years, currently working at an agency. You saw Ryan's story and was inspired to do the freelance agency, but I find it extremely hard to network with people in the US or the UK because I'm from India. And even when I don't text with intentions of business but help, I don't. Now, he then goes on to say, wait a second, clients don't even book a call knowing I'm not from the US or the UK. This makes me really sad. Should I give up? Now, I'm going to be totally blunt, and I'm probably wrong for saying this, and I think many of the industry will, but when I get a message and an Indian name comes up, sometimes I do. I bite the guy's head off. What are you selling? You know, or ignore it. And that's wrong because, you know, I've got a lot of good Indian friends who do good work and sure. Stuff like that, and having been to India, but I think, you know, as humans, we do sometimes just go to a lot of fucking spam. And that is a problem. Now, it is sad, and it's obviously a bad reflection on us from the UK or the US. Never give up, though. Never give up. You know, I think you just need to make sure that you are, because like there's a lot of smart Indians, well-known Indians that are in the industry, and,
oh yeah,
and stuff like that don't go unnoticed. Now, also, what I'd say is when so prior to me doing any kind of speaking engagements years ago, I tried to get into this speaking engagement, and no, everyone just fucking ignored me. They didn't even say no. They just ignored me because I was unknown. I was an unknown face, and probably just one of many people begging to speak at these places. And I had to show something different and think of a different creative angle to get in there. And I think for you, that is something that you're going to have to try. Now, Sharvan also goes on to say he's tried cold emailing, ads, socials, and basically everything, but barely any leads. If I post case studies, people comment bad stuff straight up. It's never appreciated. So, how does a guy like Sharvan, because it's a shitty situation? You know, you try ads and everything, and you're seen as an, you just instantly get blocked. Would you potentially change your name to Scott something else to try and get the leads in, Chris? Or do you think Sharvan should just persevere, try and demonstrate knowledge, case studies, and all the stuff that we've done, you know, to try and get our names out there? What would you do in that situation? Because let's not kid ourselves, it's a problem.
Yeah, it definitely is a problem. I think there's a couple options. See, generally, I would say, you know, switch the name out, get a different profile picture, but you don't want to lead into a business relationship on a lie, right? So that's never good. So I think what has sparked, at least with me, was the demonstration of service or expertise up front in order to get their foot in the door. Because if I get 50 messages a day, and somebody says, hey, Chris, I want to give you this so you can test out the quality of my services free. I'm going to give you a DR50 link for free just to test it out. That's going to grab my attention. You know, so I think maybe your angle or your approach is slightly off, but I wouldn't give up. You know, I would just keep going. I think that maybe just the angle is a little bit off. You know, like you have to think, well, what's the value add for them? It's only benefit for you. You're only thinking about you. Like, what can you get? How can I work with them? How can I get from them? Like, what can you do for them so you can get on? So that's what I'd be looking for personally. You know, I think just the approach, but don't give up. No.
Never give up. That's definitely not an option. And I'm not suggesting tell lies, but like Chris says, you need to offer something that's going to make you stand out from the crowd. And you know, it's like SEO in general anyway, or even like Chris. You know, Chris a few years ago used to always comment in the YouTube lives, and I'm like, this guy's active, you know. And then we started talking, and before you know it, you're on a fucking show with the guy. So Chris showed value answering blah blah blah. A lot of people seem to ask, what can I do this? Can I do that with you? Can I do that? And of course, you know, 9 times out of 10, I would say no. But Chris, you know, showed me something of value in terms of just helping answer questions and stuff. And I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing. And then we talked a little bit. So I think these are things that you have to do, not just because you're Indian, but I think in general, when you're trying to make your name in this industry, you have to go above and beyond to get your name out there, whether that's speaking in a conference or getting on a show, or you know, I do get the Indian thing 100%, because I'm also, you know, one of those guys that have done that in the past, and I think, you know, but just stand out from the crowd, mate, and if you can demonstrate knowledge, you will not be short of work. Just do not do cold emails. You know, if you are going to be doing ads and socials, do stuff that's fun. There's a lot of guys from that side of the world who do very well on social media and stuff like that. So don't give up. You know, Harsh Agarwal is one guy out in India who does very well and very reputable in the industry. People are not ignoring his. So it's not a thing like that. He's just telling different stuff and done a lot of blogging to get there. So keep going, mate. Do not give up. Just try and be creative, and hopefully you get there, mate. Good luck with it.
Yep.
Reese was thrown under the bus. Always Reese, but Reese, I never get the chance to message you much because I came on holiday, but it was a good laugh. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself as well. We had a good few days. Reese is a great guy. He always had the impression Reese was a quite big guy, but now with a few drinks down his neck, he's actually not so quiet. But a good lad, and very, very knowledgeable, and that was a pleasure to meet Reese. So it was an absolute pleasure, and hopefully we can do it again sometime soon, Reese. So good to see Reese. It's always good to network, guys. Jonesy is here. Hello, Jonesy. Allah, very laggy. Apologise, that's on me. My shit internet out here. Jonesy makes a very good point here as well. For Van, go into groups, answer questions, give actual help, not pitching. The art of selling Sharvan is not to sell. That is the bottom thing. Help first, money will come for sure. And Jonesy has trained a lot of people to do the same thing, and he lives in the Philippines and probably, well, he's taught Filipinos to do the same thing, and he will also have the same problems. As Filipino, boom, everyone instantly thinks it's low quality crap. So Jonesy's doing some good stuff in there. And Jonesy's saying free SEO minutes are gold, offering value up front. So yeah. And Holly is saying, turn off the camera. I'm choppy as hell. Blah, 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 blah. Adam's saying, Chris, where can I get your SEO audit book?
On Amazon. So if you search for SEO audit on Amazon.com, you will see it's a bright yellow and black book. It says SEO audit, Chris Palmer. If you search for SEO audit, I should be number 1. If you search for SEO on Amazon, I should be like number 5 or 6. Yeah, on Amazon for now. And then Google just accepted me, so soon it'll be on Google Play. It'll be everywhere, anywhere you could buy a book. Yeah, everywhere soon, but right now Amazon.
Sharvan appreciates advice. I hope you get there, Sharvan. Prosser says, never give up. Change the message. Change the timing. Or go affiliate and fuck clients. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Clients are good for cash now, though. You know, like you don't make a lot of money and it's a lot of work, but if you need work, there's work out there, but it's probably just the timing, the approach. Yeah. And what I would do is if you're trying to reach like without having an established name and trust, like you have to establish trust. You can't make a sale without trust. So it's either get on with somebody that has the trust or go establish trust. So that means, okay, let me give you up front. I give you, right? Reciprocity is real. So I hope that helps you.
Another question from Fahad. Can I redirect? Can I do a 301 redirect to two domains on my money site at the same time? Can I redirect? Right, I'm not sure what you mean here, but are you wanting to do 2 different redirects to your money website at the same time? If so, the answer is yes, but I'm not sure that's what you're asking.
That's what it looks like.
But hey, yeah. But yeah, you can. But just be careful. Don't do too many at the one time. build some other links. You know, don't focus on just doing 301 redirects. You know, mix that up with some other stuff, and then potentially further down the line, add some more redirects, whatever. But just try and mix things up.
Yep.
But you can do more than one 301 redirect at the same time.
Yeah, and make sure too, like I've ran across this with past clients where they want to be clever and they want to do good job. They want to do a good job. And they'll send it to the homepage. Like, you know, don't just limit it to the homepage and just don't 301 the whole website. Like, pick out the most powerful pages and then point those domains to pages that you're trying to promote. You know, like it doesn't have to be a full website right to the homepage. Actually, I vote against the homepage. Any other page but the homepage. You know, or build it to the www version. Like if you're to the root, build to the www. Because if you burn down the www, that's okay. You know, so if you want to build, yeah.
I just like the way you say, if you burn that down, it's okay.
That's okay. You can always trim that off, you know. Yeah. So just be mindful. Be careful. Google ranks pages, not sites. Don't point everything to the site. You shouldn't be 301 in the entire website. And I'm not, you know, I've tried it the other way. You know, it just you're gonna run into issues at some point. And you could do 20 or 30, but you need to piece it to separate pages. You know, so best wishes.
Good advice as always. Jonesy has also thrown in, get client work, then reinvest it into your own assets like affiliates, real estate, etc. Chris, I think we've probably spoken about this before. I certainly didn't come from a rich background where I was lucky enough to be able to just invest in affiliate. I had to use client work to one, learn the trade, and two, to be able to fund anything else that I've now got. Were you the same? Did you have to do client work and go and reinvest and all that stuff?
100%. Yeah, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sales on Fiverr too. Like, yes, I did. Still, like I'm still trying to stack to reinvest into other business ventures, just trying to get more flows. You know, affiliate is one opportunity, but there's other opportunities. And it takes, you need fuel. Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. You need that fuel. And I think even guys like Jonesy sitting there, you know, and I don't know the exact figure in terms of what Jonesy's got set up, but he would have started out small, got his team on board, got more people and more people and more people. And everyone sits and looks and goes, yeah, that motherfucker's got, you know, 40 staff all sitting in the Philippines and doing all this stuff. Yeah, he had to work. He still had to build up
start
to that.
From somewhere.
And, start from somewhere. And I'm going to make the assumption again that Jonesy wasn't left millions of pounds to do this. He hustled his way up. What he's saying there, started with $700. So $700 is not a lot of money at all. 4 clients. And you know, you look at the pictures where Jonesy's, you know, having lunch with his team out there, and he's obviously lucky enough to stay in the Philippines. But again, he didn't just walk into a situation where you've got that set up and you know, all of the other costs and stress that go with managing and dealing with that amount of people, because although your processes and everything might be right, and you learn a lot of mistakes along the way, even just managing that many people must be a fucking bollock. So yeah, that's a lot of fucking people. Absolutely. So massive respect. And yeah, so always great tips. But yeah, so just you've got to hustle and invest wisely. And Chris obviously doing affiliate stuff, and Chris has done courses, Chris has done clients, he's done everything. So it's just about finding your feet, and you can see people what they're doing, you can see the journey from afar. And as I say, not all of them stick. I'm pretty sure, Chris, if you could share one failure, you know, you've been in SEO for a long time, but obviously you earn money and you're doing all these fucking Fiverr gigs or whatever you were selling. is there something you would say to someone? Don't fucking do this. Like, don't fucking waste your time on this.
So yeah, there's a lot of lessons. I think too. One of the things that I struggled with early on was you think you can do more than you actually can, and you're taking in work because you don't want to turn down the bucks, right? You don't want to turn down the dollars, so you keep taking and then you get overloaded, right? So don't overwhelm yourself because your mind moves fast and time moves slow. So you think you're behind, but really you're not. You need just take your time and space it out. That was a massive lesson for me. Your mind moves faster than time. So that was a big lesson. If I only had to give one, that's the one. Take your time, pace it out, plan your work and work your plan would be the best advice that I could give.
Good advice as always. We don't want to give you too much. Learn from your own mistakes as well, which I think is a massive thing I've got in my favor is I've made more mistakes than any of you guys. So I've got good stories to tell, and as I say, I can now say, nah, fuck this shit, no, fuck that shit. So I would claim to be so we can have a fight for that title. Not who's the best SEO, who's done the most fuck ups. I would definitely leave credit for that one. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure most of it would. But Prosser, yes, witness protection program, got to hide out over here for a while in this glorious sunshine.
If you're gonna hide, you might as well hide there.
Yeah. And but if I really was hiding, I'm not sure I'd come on YouTube and tell everyone where I was. But hey, but you never know. But Sharavan is back, asking, would you advise me to, rather than get a high-paying remote developer job and then put that 5-6K a month into affiliate websites? I have a bunch of websites right now, and they make about 2,500 per month. I mean, can you live like? So you said you live in India, right? Now I've never stayed in India, but I'm going to make the assumption that the $2,500 you're making right now is a fuck ton of money for an Indian guy, like a lot of money. So why wouldn't you try and build that up and get to your 5 or 6K? Because you're halfway there, as far as I'm concerned, if you know, indeed all of that stuff's accurate. Now, what I'd also say is, you know, you have to decide what you enjoy. It's not for me or Chris or anyone else for that matter to say you have to go down the affiliate route. Fucking go down whatever route you want. You know, if you've got skills, it's up to you to utilize them. And I've got a friend, Gary Wilson, who used to own Get Me Links, and I think today he announced that he had sold it. And you know, his passion was always real estate, and he done the link thing and got a big chunk of money, sold it on, and can now invest in real estate, which is where his passion is. So this is all just a means to an end, so that you can try and push yourself in the direction that you thoroughly enjoy. I'm a weirdo, probably a lot like Chris. I actually enjoy SEO. So you know, I'm still active doing YouTube and doing all this kind of stuff. So I don't want to bugger off into real estate, even though I have got some property. But you need to find what you enjoy. I enjoy hustling and, you know, finding new things out, learning and technology and automation. I like all of that stuff. But I can make money in many different ways. It doesn't have to be affiliate through that. I can sell knowledge. I can do whatever. So, you know, there's so many different ways you can make money. Don't always just look to affiliate because we said that might be the best route to, you know, to avoid working with clients. But if you've got sites that are earning money and you're happy and can, you know, continue to grow, then I would try and scale them up. And you know, $2,500 for an Indian fella, I'm pretty sure is a solid wage. So, Chris, would you add anything to that?
No, I mean, if you have a working process, because it's that simple case of the grass looks greener on the other side. Like, oh, 5 or 6K over here. Yeah, but I'm clicking 25 here. You have a working system, obviously. I would keep doing this. And then once you get, then when you're clicking in 15 or 20, then go invest, throw a couple grand at that and see, hey, can I make something work over here? But make sure your family's secure here first before you go chasing. That's what I would do.
I think too many of us jump around trying too many different things. In all honesty, never do them properly. So, Joseph wants some tips on getting top positions on Google for an Amazon URL for a specific keyword.
Amazon URL for a specific keyword. Well, I think so. Being mindful of titling, I think being mindful of how you're setting up the SKU or the product, right? Because Google assigns you, or Amazon assigns you that URL. So we want to you want to craft it. It might not look right, but it'll produce the URL that you want. I don't know if, I don't know if you've seen on Amazon before, like however it's worded out, like they swap it. So if you pre-swap it within the titling, it'll make the URL right. I don't know if you noticed this or not. So I think that's a step. Like, be mindful with SEO before you go into it and take a look and see what's working and model. That's one tip. Yeah. It starts with that URL though. Because Amazon's strong. Yeah.
Oh, it's a strong motherfucking website. So use it to the best of your ability. But as Chris says, if you see a trend and that switch it out, then follow that. But as Chris says, watch what others are doing. That's how you can notice a lot of these things. Just go down into the data and analyze it properly. So there you go. Stiggs, Christopher, and Craigery. I've been called a lot of names. I've never been called Craigery, but I like that. I like the other name. Chambell. Someone called me Chambell, an Indian dude on here. And Mark Lawrence now has me saved as Chambell on his phone. So I like that one as well. But Craigery, I'll take that. Charvan, he's had a lot of sites fall down out of penalties, and I really want to diversify and scale a lot. I do client work as I'm confident I can get results. But the biggest concern is client acquisition, to be honest. But if you can do SEO and you can consider yourself then you shouldn't really be worried too much about client acquisition. Now, I know this is going to seem strange, but when you come across as desperate or very salesy, it's the biggest turnoff. The more I say fuck clients, the more clients want to work with me. It's fucking bizarre. The more you ignore people, like Chris does, no one can get a hold of them. They then come to other people. Hey, Craig, have you seen Chris? Can you tell me, fucking nudge me and all that? Give him a nudge and tell him to message me back. So when you seem desperate, it's hard. When you're selling all the time. But Chris is literally ignoring the shit out of people, and people are trying to throw money at him, and he's still ignoring the shit out of them, and it makes them want him even more. Is what I'm trying to say, and it's fucking bizarre. It's such a bizarre thing to try and advise someone, but that is truly how it works. And I think if you get in, buy this, buy that, and all that stuff, don't do it. Like we said before, offer something up of value and market yourself the best way you can, and and you'll be fine. And there's Maeve. Hey, Craig, can you nudge Chris and tell him to message me back? That's the fucking worst thing. I'm now Chris's fucking VA, and I'm not kidding. At least on 5 occasions, people have said, "Can you tell that fucker to reply to me?" It's it is what it is.
I'm sure in the last week it's gotten a lot better, though. Well, last 2 weeks.
I've not had it for probably about a month or so. But I have had it genuinely. Can you tell Chris this? Can you tell Chris that? Like, what am I? VA? What the fuck? But I get it as well, because once you put your name out there, Shrivan. Now, I remember having conversations with Chris Palmer in the early days of doing this show, and Chris you know, was becoming more known and, you know, picking up more business and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, dude, you know, Chris's words were to me, or something along these lines, dude, you think I can sell a course and people will buy that shit? And then look at him now. You know, so, you know, it's one of those things, you know, he put his name out there, built it up. But what I can assure you is if you market yourself properly and come on, I'm not saying come on to this show because we don't have space, but this went on and he last replied is what I'm trying to say. So you will eventually, if you market yourself properly, be batting away the leads and ignoring people the same way that we all do. We can't get a hold of each other, a hold of people and all that stuff. So you will turn the leads eventually if you put value out there and be ignorant to the general public because everyone wants you. So there you go. Jonesy says, systemize your processes. That's how you do it. Systemize your processes and then scale it. Job done. Invest your money wisely.
That's it.
Chris is asking for tips on creating location-based pages to rank in different areas if you want to focus on using GMBs.
Something we've been exploring for a few months has been utilizing smaller city pages as our supporting content. I think you might want to explore that. So you have your target state page and your target main city pages, but instead of writing fluff pieces of content at 500 words, build out larger pieces of supporting content that are actually location based. We've been finding great success with that. It's very well. Try that out, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of writing blog content, use location pages as supporting content. So try it out. I think you'll like that a lot. You know, if you're not doing the GMB play, you know.
Another question I've got on top of that, Chris. I want to totally exclude GMB here for a second. You ever use mass page builders for these location pages? Are you seeing these still working as effectively as they once did?
I have used them. I do use mass page building to an extent currently, but yeah, I've used them in the past. They still work? Yeah, but not how you like when people think mass page, they're thinking 1,000 pages, you know, at a clip. Like when you hear mass page, you're thinking crazy, right? But mass page to me is 20 at a clip, you know, 10 at a clip, you know, just to be able to hurry up the process and then give it a week. Launch 20, give it a week. Launch 20, give it a week, you know? So yes, I've used them in the past. I'm not really currently, but definitely in the past for sure.
Just curious to see because everyone's getting on about them and asking questions about them. But Maeve, I'm not sure if she's joking or not, but she may have messaged you, she may not. But Stiggs is saying he's only 6 hours from your front door. So if Maeve pays him the gas money, he will come and rattle your cage.
I live in the sticks. Don't come rattle too hard.
So they're talking about $846 round trip from Stiggs' place to your place just to give you a nudge. Could that be worth it, Maeve? I am not sure.
There's a great pizza shop here. We could go have lunch if you want. I'm open.
Who's paying though, him or you?
I'll pay for lunch.
Pay for lunch.
Yeah.
Chris, on the conversation of going from someone who wasn't as much out there to that obviously turning around and obviously getting all of these messages and you can't reply to everyone and all of that kind of stuff. What was the workaround? What have you been working on recently to try and address that? Because personally, we've had conversations about it, and I get it as well, where you get fucking 100 messages a day across all of these different channels. You just can't fucking keep up. It's insane. But what have you done to address that situation?
So I hired 2 VAs. I had one that was always working with us for a lot of monotonous tasks, but I hired a VA that handles, emails, a lot of the socials, video spinning, podcast marketing, citation building. She does a lot of things, but she's primarily focusing on curating the messages into folders for me. One of the biggest things was like the SEO tasks are on one VPS. All the messaging and the loggings and the socials are on another VPS, and we're utilizing Freshdesk. So Freshdesk was able to sort everything, the YouTube, the Twitters, the everything. So separating the VPSs based on the VA that handles the job was essential. And then systematizing, I tried Process Street. I tried Trello boards. I tried ClickUp. But systematizing within just straight up Google, like Google Workspace, like literally here's the tasks with videos, laying that out, separating the VPSs, assigning small tasks to the person, and then Freshdesk. So Freshdesk, a Google account, and VPSs has massively helped me out and my small little business.
Why would you choose, and I'm just asking this out of curiosity, why would you choose Freshdesk over Zendesk? What was the benefit of Freshdesk? Because Freshdesk is not one I'm familiar with. I've never looked at, but obviously we spoke previously about fucking Zendesk and stuff like that. So what was the benefit of Freshdesk?
The reason why I chose to go with Freshdesk is because they have a much larger marketplace and platform. So Zendesk is an excellent solution, and they are fair priced for a small business owner. However, when you're starting to expand into other CRMs and other channels, getting a YouTube feed, doing the Twitter, doing a CRM, laying out processes for the VAs, because there's that, the time, because you can track your VAs within there too. So the marketplace is so much bigger. There's so many more features for the same price. And that's why you get so much more, and it's seamless with everything. Like I don't need to do Zapier. It just works. So I did Zendesk first. I tried Zendesk. I tried Zoho. Freshdesk is aces.
Solid. Because it's still not something I'm completely happy with. I've got Zendesk. I'm not that happy with it. So I might have a look at that. But it was just curious if anyone else, because I know certain guys who watch this show are, scaling up and moving along, and these things are a problem. And, I've always just been like you, looking at the big dogs like Brian Dean and stuff like that using Zendesk. And I'm like, fuck, I need Zendesk.
Yep,
but am I using it because Brian Dean's using it, or am I using it because it actually fucking helps me? And that's when I look at Zendesk and I'm like, there's still something missing from it, and it doesn't work that well for me. So, I just felt like even with Zendesk, I was plugging my Twitter and all that into it, and you're just getting all these support tickets, and obviously you're just like, fuck this. And I know Zendesk quite cool where you'll get a support ticket for a tweet that someone a DM, and then Zendesk will then go into your Twitter and fucking ping that guy back or whatever. But is Freshdesk doing similar stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, and you can connect it, and then you can set up a custom. You can set it up in custom. Like, okay, here's the socials, here's this email, here's this email, here's this social. Like, you could separate everything. Yeah. And then you can separate it by worker, right? Like, okay, this worker gets these ones, this worker gets these ones, and then here's mine, right?
Yeah.
Like, so only bring me these, So yeah, it works very, very similarly, but the UI it's actually, I think it looks nicer. It's fresher. Yeah.
I was going to say Zendesk is
kind of a couple years behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried. I don't like saying that.
but yeah, it is what it is.
Zoho was crazy. Zoho was great, but the only reason why because I was doing all the trials, trying everything. The only reason I switched is because Freshdesk is so seamless with YouTube and all the other tools. Like, you don't have to set up Zaps. Like, it's just, and then too, they have like automation where you can set up like, oh, if this word comes in, it'll take care of it. Dude, it's sick, dude. You'll love it. Yeah.
I will definitely try it out and keep you guys posted. It's always good to let Chris do the legwork and then steal the knowledge from him. You see what I just done there, guys? I just made him fucking spill his guts. And,
that's okay. No, it's fine.
So Shrivan has said he appreciates that we've spoken about his situation. There's no such thing as a stupid question, mate, and it's a very real topic, which is why I wanted to bring it up, because I think a lot of us are ignorant, and I've been ignorant not just to Indians but to many other people across the board, assuming that they're all low quality workers, and having then experienced and met a lot of them. There's good people everywhere, so keep up the good work, mate, and keep going. Prosser is saying half of his PGP service pages are indexed, half are not. Jonesy has come in, and Jonesy's saying we've not had our location pages not indexed. So I'm not sure if, if you're doing it all properly, but yeah, are you doing everything exactly as they're teaching in there, or not? Stiggs is saying that Ribleys are starting to look good. There was a bit of Ribley conversation. That's what Stiggs' choice of currency is at the moment. So enough said about that. Joseph, and this will probably be the final one because we are at 6:05. What do you guys think about no index the products of an e-commerce website to give more power to product categories? What do you think of that statement, Chris? Good, bad? Is there something in it?
I think that's going to massively be dependent upon how many products are super similar to each other and how many SKUs do you have. I'm not an e-commerce expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I have worked on projects in the past. I think that's going to be dependent upon how many of them are very close to each other as far as titling and the actual product. Like, if you have a blue and a green and a red and a yellow and they're all the same freaking thing, then you might want to, not show these. However, it depends on how big the site is. And then on top of that, why would you not index it? Google's ranking pages, like they're analyzing the metrics and the equity of each page, so it's not like, oh, if I turn this off, this is stronger, or this is like, with your internal linking, it should all be equal. You shouldn't really have pages on your site unless there's a use, so this is up to you. And I'm not an e-com expert, so I'm sure there's better people. I don't have the perfect answer. I'm sorry.
There is no perfect answer to that, though. You certainly would not just no index all of your products, because that's just fucking madness. Certainly what Chris is saying, in terms of, stuff that's similar, do you need to show every URL? Of course you don't. But, product pages do rank for a lot of long tail keywords and convert relatively well. So I wouldn't be pulling the trigger on all of the products or something. Just doing a blanket, let's get rid of the products, would be madness if you ask me. But with a bit of research, a bit of finesse and checking out what's indexed, what's not, what people are hitting, and all that kind of stuff, and what's cannibalizing against each other and all that kind of stuff, then you can make these decisions. But you need to dig into the data to be able to make those decisions, rather than a blanket statement of let's cancel them all. That would be madness. But yes. On that note, guys, do check out Mr. Chris Palmer over on YouTube, but also the SEOmastermind.org. There's a couple of decent courses in there where you can grab his stuff, whether that's Scrapebox stuff or whatever else. And do check out ODYS. And if you're interested in age domains, 100 sign up bonus, and all that good stuff. And also check out Jonesy there. Jonesy's offering a lot of good stuff over at Rank Fortress, offers a lot of value in YouTube as well. But check out Jonesy as well, and Holly Starks, and any of the other good guys in here. Check them all out because they're all offering massive value across the internet. But on that note, guys, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much, Chris, for putting up with my laggy ass on this show.
No problem.
It has been a pleasure, as always.
Good seeing you.
Catch you all next.
Yep.
Cheers,
Enjoy
guys.
Yep. See you guys. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.